Guys, what's good? It's your boy Phil. Today we are talking One Punch Man. Not really the redraw of 113, although I will be referencing chapter 113, the redraw, which I didn't make a video on. It was a really good redraw, actually, when you think about it. It was a really good redraw. I think the general consensus was we were all happy with that redraw, but I was happy with it. Obviously, natural water coming through the giant water demon that guy is. He's over here slicing shit up, shooting projectiles into people's chests. That was pretty cool. In hindsight, maybe I should have made a video about that, but I didn't. Today's video is for the future, because it is looking like we may be back in redraw season, which, you know, not a lot of people, I mean, I'm not happy about it. I mean, maybe you're happy about it, I don't know, but, you know, we were getting some good shit. We were getting into some good shit with the later chapters of One Punch Man, but I would not be surprised if we do get a plethora of redraws coming around for sure. But on the bright side, in retrospect of where we're at in redraw season, I'm very excited. I am very excited because we should be getting next, if not next, then soon, we should be getting the redraws of Orochi versus Saitama, which, you know, that's pretty damn good. So we should start thinking about what we expect to see and what we want to see in these new redraws of this hype-ass fight. Because, if you ask me, the fight was pretty damn good to begin with. It is going to get redrawn, and we've seen in these redraws how drastically different the fights could end up changing. Look at my boy Phoenix Man. This dude became a fucking penguin. And while I don't expect any penguin shit to happen to my boy Orochi, I definitely think there will be some notable changes in this redraw. And I do think we'll still have a lot of the same shit from the original version. Obviously, the outcome is still going to be the same. Orochi is going to fall down to the fucking floor of the base. Saitama's going to punch the shit out of him. But I do think there's room here. There's room in this fight for, you know, some new shit. To add a bunch of new stuff. Not a bunch, but just, you know, change some things up. Add some things that maybe give the fight a little more life. Because at the end of the day, it's still a Saitama fight. He just punches him. He whacks him a few times. Yeah, he punches him more than once, which is a rare occurrence. But at the end of the day, he still takes the dub. And I think he still is going to take the dub. I mean, he has to, obviously, duh. But I think there's room here for maybe Orochi to, you know, express himself a little bit more. Because I want to see pure Orochi. Pure Orochi in his martial arts shit. His demon serpent looking self. I want to see that because where have we seen that? We haven't seen a lot of that. We saw it a little bit with Garo, which was a dope fight. Can we see a little bit more of that with the boy Saitama? Because what we've seen of Orochi, you know, for the most part, is him combined with Psychos. Let's see some raw Orochi, and we gotta talk about it. Let's just fucking do this shit. I think the number one thing that everybody really wants to see from Orochi, and it's not really Orochi's thing, it's Goketsu's thing. Everyone wants to see Goketsu's fucking martial arts techniques being used by Orochi. And really, you know, this is something that probably should have been in the original version. And it makes complete sense for Orochi to have those assets in his brain. Because you know, if you don't remember, my boy Orochi copies techniques. He knows that shit. Copied the boy Garo's techniques. He threw in some other techniques he already had. Why not throw in Goketsu's techniques in there as well? This is one that I'm definitely expecting. I would give this like 99%. 99% sure that this is gonna happen in the redraws. I'm pretty sure. He's gonna throw up some Goketsu moves and shit. Saitama's gonna be like, oh, I remember that shit. As you know, Goketsu got fucking off-screened, which is kind of sad, but he got off screen. You just saw Saitama throw his head over there to Suryu. Yo, throwback to that. That's some season 2 shit. Yo, that was some good shit back then. So, we got to see Goketsu. We got to see some Goketsu moves thrown in there. I give this a 99%. This is going to happen. Get ready for it. This is going to be a great payoff. Can't wait to see this. be ready. And there's been a lot of discussion. There's been a lot of talk. Actually, Murata himself is the one who was talking about this. To quote him, yeah, your boy did his homework. Your boy did his homework today. But to quote him, Orochi won't be staying in humanoid form for long. So, you know, this is kind of scary. It kind of, actually, my 99% might be dropped a little here now, if I think about it. But this kind of, you know, shits on the whole Goketsu thing going on. But I still think we are going to get a little bit Goketsu martial art. It's just one move. Come on, just one move, please. But this kind of shits on that. And what this tells me is we're going to see a lot more of Orochi transforming. Using his serpent heads, his fucking demon dragon fucking tentacle shit he uses. We're going to see a lot more of that, which, you know, makes sense. This doesn't make sense because obviously Orochi's ability to, you know, maneuver his body, transform into fucking jets. He transformed into a jet, bro. This is something that is shown later on in the manga, and when you think about it, it kind of comes out of nowhere. We've seen him, you know, transform his humanoid body into different variations of what looks like a humanoid body, you know, compressing his shit. Remember that? That was pretty badass. But we never saw him transform into a jet before. That was kind of thrown out of nowhere. So is this implying, this quote, is this implying that we're going to see more transformations from Orochi? Probably. That's what I think. I think we're going to see more transformations from him. Probably more lasers, because he uses a lot of lasers when it's Psycho Orochi versus Tatsumaki. He uses a lot of lasers there. We're probably going to see a lot more of that Dragon Ball Z type shit that we were getting later on in the manga, which I'm excited about. I'm excited to just see my boy Saitama stand there and tank some lasers. I'm excited for that. I do want to see what kind of crazy, wacky ass transformations they could come up with for Orochi. That's pretty exciting. I am excited for this redraw. I think this redraw is going to be badass. This is probably going to be one of the better redraws as a whole. So I am hyped up for it. I am very hyped up for it. Obviously, Orochi versus Saitama was one of the biggest fights, like, of the entire series, dude. This is the Monster Association boss, strongest dude, serpent demon Orochi, teased in season 2. And it's finally going to happen, which brings me to a worry, kind of a worry, but not really, but it's really important. I think that Saitama versus Orochi is meant to be in season 3 of One Punch Man the anime. Now, there's been a lot of, this is a whole video on its own, honestly, but there's been a lot of debate about this. There's been a lot of debate about how season 3 of the anime is going to look. And I truly believe that Saitama versus Orochi is going to sneak its way into the anime. The only problem with that, and the reason that's such a challenge, is because from the end of season 2 to Saitama versus Orochi, there's a shit ton of chapters. There are so many chapters, so much content between those two things, it's kind of hard to put them all into a 12-episode anime season. That's the only problem with Saitama versus Orochi being in season 3. Now, like I said, I think it is going to end up sneaking its way into season 3. I think they're going to probably pick and choose a bunch of different instances in the whole Monster Association arc and throw them into different episodes. You could have the Zombie Man, the whole Zombie Man thing be its own little episode. Child Emperor and Phoenix Man, they get like 2 episodes, some shit. They'll pick and choose and put shit in there, right? But I do think that one of the last things in season 3 is going to be Orochi versus Saitama. And the reason I'm even saying that in this video is because the anime is gonna go off these redraws, right? It's gonna go off these redraws, and it's gonna want to end the season with a bang, and that bang is going to be Orochi versus Saitama. And what's that mean? That means that the fight is probably going to be longer than the original iteration of the fight. The original iteration of the fight, you know, Saitama punches Rover. He's like, oh, what's that? That's fucking Orochi. Hey, you're Orochi. Nice to meet you. And they go battle for like 2 chapters. I think it's going to be longer. I think the fight is going to be longer this time. We're going to see Orochi go into his humanoid form. He's going to throw some jabs at Saitama. Nothing's going to happen. He's going to transform and fucking shoot Kamehamehas at his ass, you know, show off like maybe Jet Orochi or some different type of fucking thing. I don't know. No, it's going to look more serpenty for sure. But this is how the fight's probably going to go. It's probably going to be longer. It's going to be longer than the original fight, for sure. And the whole purpose of all this is to try and get it into season 3 of the anime. Now, I'm just talking bullshit. This is a theory. This is an idea. This is all speculation. And that's what it all comes down to. It all comes down to this idea of continuity, I guess. Continuity? Yeah, I guess that's the right word. Of everything that's going to happen in season 3 of the anime to further in the manga, right? Because you can't have Orochi never transform into anything and then all of a sudden become a jet later on in the manga. You can't do that. Anime watchers who, you know, the anime isn't going to be as in-depth as a manga. They never are, right? It's going to be a little confusing for anime watchers when they see Orochi and Psychos do something like that. So I think that's why Orochi versus Saitama is going to be maybe a bigger overhaul than we all think. Like I said, I'm not expecting it to be as devastatingly different than Phoenix Man versus Child Emperor. I don't think it's going to be that different, but I definitely think there's going to be some new things thrown in there. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this chapter. This is one I'm definitely looking forward to. I want to see Orochi versus Saitama, and I want to see Orochi, at the end of the day, this is my 4th point, I want to see Orochi kind of put up more of a fight than he did in the original chapters. Because, I mean, yeah, it's still Saitama. He's still going to one-punch you, but I want to see more from Orochi, right? And I think these new transformations from Orochi, throwing in Goketsu's moves, doing a bunch of new shit that we didn't see before, I think this is going to be pretty damn cool to see of Orochi, and I'm expecting that. I really am. Originally, I think this was like a year ago I said this. I was like, yo, this is when all the redraws first started popping up. I was like, dude, the 2 fights I don't want to see redraws of were Saitama versus Orochi and Garo versus Darkshine. Well, I kind of changed my mind on Saitama versus Orochi. I still don't want Garo versus Darkshine to be touched, and I don't think that will be touched. Maybe like one panel, maybe. I don't know. But Saitama versus Orochi, I want to see some new things here. I do. I want to see some. This has a lot of potential. This is a good opportunity for not only the physical manga to be, which I'm gonna buy this volume, by the way. This volume is gonna slap. I cannot wait to buy this volume. This volume. It's going to be a good opportunity for that shit to hit, for that shit to be fire, right? They all are fire, right? But there's also a good opportunity for season 3 of the anime, which I'm so like confident. I'm so confident that Saitama versus Orochi will show up in the anime. But it's a good opportunity to throw in some really fire shit in there that was better than the original. That's what it all boils down to with these redraws. They're trying to make it better and make more sense than the original. And I mean, they're doing an okay job with that so far. I'm still not a fan of the Phoenix Man one. I'm sorry, I'm just not. But I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying them so far. And I told you guys, I would mention redraws of 113. That was pretty fire. Rest in peace, the fucking dude that got shot. That dude is dead. Rest in peace to him. I think, yeah, that's his body they carry out in the latest chapters. I'm pretty sure it is. Evil Natural Water has been unleashed. He's fucking crazy, and I can't wait to see that guy, because sooner or later, all the cadres are going to pop up, and this dude is just going to flood some shit, and he's going to be devastating. He's going to be, yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that shit happen. Guys, that was me ranting about One Punch Man and Saitama versus Orochi in chapter 113. Let me know down below. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts for, I guess, the redraws of Saitama versus Orochi, and I guess we could talk about season 3 of the anime. Sure, why not? Yeah, let's talk about that too. Who cares? And Evil Natural Water. That shit was fucking crazy too, man. That shit was insane. It's probably gonna be the thumbnail because I found a really good colored version of it, and I want to use that shit. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.